I'm going to say something that might sound a bit harsh. Stop telling people your plans. Not because you need to be secretive, but because sometimes talking about your plans, talking about the thing, becomes a substitute for actually doing the thing. You know, there is an idea in psychology where when you tell people your intentions, your plans, you get a little hint of satisfaction before you've actually earned it. And saying it out loud can actually feel like you're doing it, but it isn't. You know, the plan is not the work. The announcement is not the result. The intention is not the evidence. You know, I noticed this in myself a while ago, and I don't really announce things anymore at all. I didn't tell people I was starting YouTube properly. I just started making videos and uploading them. I didn't tell people I was painting again. I just started painting. You know, I didn't make some big speech about getting strong again after my injury. I just trained quietly, you know, repeatedly, imperfectly, but consistently. And that's helped me a lot, and more than people realise. I think when you don't announce something, there's no audience to perform it for. You know, no pressure to defend your plan. You know, there's no embarrassment if it takes longer than you thought. You just quietly get on with the work in the background. Even if it doesn't go anywhere, nobody needs to know. You know, if it does, the results will speak for themselves. I think a lot of people confuse talking about change with actually making change. You know, they'll tell their group chat, they'll tell their friends, they'll make a post about something, a business idea, before they've actually made a single sale. You know, they'll talk about the big life change before they've taken one real step to actually get toward that goal. And it can feel like progress because you get a dopamine hit in your brain. But most of the time, that's just relief, you know. Talking gives you identity. Doing gives you evidence. Those are not the same thing. You know, the version of you that talks about the plan and the version of you that executes the plan are not the same person. One of them needs an audience and the other just needs Tuesday evening after a long day at work and 45 minutes. You know, and I'd rather be the second one. Hence now, 9:15, Wednesday evening, long day at work, I'm making the video. And yeah, I might have said a couple of things in a couple of the YouTube videos about making videos for 30 days and whatnot, but that's a minor. So now, for example, if I'm building something, you mostly just see it after it's already been built. You know, a bench number went up, a painting that's nearly finished, a studio that looks completely different to how it looked a few weeks ago. You know, not because I'm trying to be some mysterious, mystical being. The work just doesn't need an announcement. It just needs to get done. So if you talk about your plans a lot, I'll gently say this, not as an attack on you. Try something different for a while. Stop telling people. Just start doing it quietly, you know, and let the results be the announcement. Because ultimately, nobody really cares about your plans. They care about what you actually get built. That's that.